Hey, everybody. Happy day. This is Liz. I'm a mindset coach. Today, we're going to talk about energy protection. We're going to talk about something many people call grounding and running energy and energy protection. So we're going to do it all at once. First, I'm going to explain you, as my friend said, I'm going to explain to you what I'm going to talk about. Then I'm going to do a sort of quick meditation and guide you through it. You don't need to listen to this every time. I will put a timestamp below, but you can just remember to do it, and you can set it in place like a crock pot, like set it and forget it. You can do this practice in the morning and intend that it lasts 24 hours. You could do it at night, intend that it lasts 24 hours, a week, as you get stronger and stronger. Doing it at night is useful because then you're protected all night when your subconscious is open and aware and awake and perhaps somewhat vulnerable to even the lower astral if you're playing in those realms. But in the morning's great too for a beautiful day. I do it and forget all the time. I consider myself kind of a sloppy worker, like, oh yeah, I'll do this now. Oh yeah, I forget. I'll do that. Okay. So I don't do it every day, but I kind of intend that I'm always protected. That's sort of my intention. There's lots of ways to do it, especially once you learn the process. You can just intend it with a snap of the fingers and it's set in place. Also, there are many, many ways to do it. Even Bradley Nelson with the emotion and body code, he has a quick way of doing it too, which I may describe also at the end of this video. Anyway, let's get started. So first, we're going to ground energy. What I'm going to teach you to do or show you to do is simply run a cord down your spinal cord, down through your tailbone, down into the ground, into the earth, all the way down into the center of the earth. And you lock it in place. And then with your intention, you set it to ground any energy that you don't need. This is sort of a subtle body, astral style earthing, if you will. Okay. And so we'll talk about that, or we'll do it in more detail. The next thing is running energy. And this is where you actually pull up while the grounding cord is running, you pull up energy up to your feet, beautiful earth energy up to your feet. Then you cycle it back down that running cord that's running to the ground. So it's a cycle. It comes up your feet into your pelvic bowl and down into that cord running into the ground. Then you bring in the cosmic or father sky or source energy, initially from the cosmic central sun down through the black hole of our galaxy, our central sun, and then our sun, soul, to us. And then you send it down the grounding cord, down into the earth. And then you begin to cycle the energy up. So it comes out the chakras of your hands and up the top of your head and out the edges and the full embodied width of your aura. And then you cycle that all around. That's called running energy. Then we're going to talk about ways to protect your auric field on the outside using roses, using mirrors and things like that. And perhaps you already do this, and this video is simply a reminder to be about it and do protect yourself and run your energy. Or you could try it this way. Anyway, let's get started. So I invite you to now close your eyes and just get comfy, however you do it. Sitting, lying. Just imagine, if you will, like energy coming from your cranium, your entire brain. Just fill it with some energy right now, perhaps some golden light. Alternatively, you can pull it from the sun if you like. You could pull energy from the sun down into your 8th chakra, your 7th chakra, all the way down your spine and down that grounding cord, down your spine, out the tailbone, through the floor, through the ground, the sand, the earth, the oil, the water, whatever's going through, the magma, the tectonic plates, the earth, and get all the way down to the center of the earth. And however you imagine it, whether it's a crystal ball, whether it's a molten ball that's revolving, hook it down in there with your intention and intend that any energy you don't need just goes down that cord. Some people even see it like a cloudy gray or cloudy brown color, but whatever. You don't need to see it. You can simply intend it. All that energy goes down to the center of the earth. Done. And you could set it and forget it. Intend that it lasts 24 hours. If you're just starting with this kind of work, I would do it for 24 hours. You could set it for whenever. I aim for a week. I'm not too concerned about it. Perhaps I should be more diligent, but I'm more relaxed. So you get that grounding cord running. And now what I invite you to do, whether your feet are laying flat on a couch or bed, or I find that more difficult for me to imagine, but if your feet are on the floor, but either way, it doesn't matter. Pull up some beautiful earth energy from the ground, and you just intend and aim for it to be a mile below the ground. The idea being you're through any drilling, oil, human messing around. There may be underground things that are deeper than that, but intend to get some clean earth energy. and pull it up the chakras of both your feet. And pull it up, and you can even feel it. If you feel it, it's often a heavier, more granular energy. It feels, you can feel it more, and the cosmic energy is lighter and finer, which we'll get to in a moment. But this feels heavy, but yet still delightful and loving and warm, but it's a heavier energy. And it comes into your feet and up your ankles, up your calves, your gastroc, your shins, your knee, your thighs, your quads, your hands, IT band, all of that into the pelvic bowl. It fills the pelvic bowl. And then you send that energy down into the cord, into the grounding cord, all the way down to the ground. So you're cycling earth energy. The practice of the grounding cord and the earth energy is extremely grounding. So if you feel airy-fairy, if you've done plant medicine, or if you feel spacey for some reason, or you need to concentrate and you've been too much like in the metaphysical realms or in prayer time, and you want to really ground because you have to put on combat boots, or you have to get about going to work, driving a car safely. It's great to ground. And this is beautiful if you can do it outside as well, of course. So if you get that cycling earth energy, that's beautiful. Then what you can do is intend that the cosmic central sun of the entire universe, I call it the cosmic central sun. I think this is where God comes from, the force, source comes from here. You can imagine beautiful golden light or bright white light coming from that to our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, to our central sun. And that light coming from that central sun to our sun. And this can be fast. I know a lot of meditative practices take a long time, but we do fast work here. The light's in our sun, and then it comes into us. It goes into our 8th chakra, which is about 8 inches or so above our heads. There are other chakras between us and the sun. It's just, we're just going right to the 8th for simplicity today. It goes down to the 8th chakra, and then down into our 7th chakra. Down into our bodies. Down that cord for now, down the cord into the center of the earth. And then we also want to now create a mix. And I was taught by my teacher to make a 90-10% mix. So 90% is cosmic energy, I'll call it, or God energy, source, the universe, cosmic central sun. Inti-tai-tai, whatever you want to call it, Holy Spirit. 90% that, and 10% earth energy. So 90% it comes down. And you want, again, in the pelvic bowl, that mix is made 90-10. Because you really want more cosmic energy, but the earth energy is very useful as well. So you're going to take that 90-10% mix, and you're going to bring it. There's a couple ways to do it. A yogi might send it back up the sides of the spine. I'm going to tell you to send it up the front of your body. You're going to take this energy up the front of your body, to your belly, chest, back up, and then you're going to meet in the neck. That energy is going to come up the neck and come to your head, and come out the top of your head through the 7th chakra, out the edges of your auric field, your biofield, your aura, your luminous field, luminous body. It's called lots of things. It's going to come around the edges of it, and in fact, fill the entire aura. Like a big toroidal field, like a big donut, like it's icing coming out the interior sides of the hole of the donut, out the edges of the donut, out to the bottom of the donut, and then cycling back up. And eventually it fills the entire donut, of course. And this is running energy. And while you're doing that, you could send some of that energy going down your arms. With your palms up, you can have the energy coming out the palms of your hands, a couple of feet. And if you're sensitive or aware, you will feel it in your feet. You'll feel it in your hands. You may feel this energy. And while you're doing this, you can actually imagine pushing anything out that's not you, whether it's Aunt Mabel's spirit that likes to come bug you because she loved you when she was alive on the earth plane, or negative thoughts you're thinking, or negative thoughts someone's thinking about you, or what have you, things, painful memories, events. You can imagine pushing it out to the edge of the field, or cycling and pushing it out, getting it down the grounding cord, etc. Now that you've done that, again, there's many ways to do that. It's just, this is an easy way I'm teaching you now. And while you've got that running, again, you can set it and forget it. And the grounding cord's running. You're now running energy. And now what you can do is imagine at the edge of your auric field. I was initially taught when I first started psychic training and shamanic training to put roses or a big rose at the edge of my field. You can make the rose a bud or a full-on blossom. You can make it any color you want. You can make it the stalk any color you want. You can have thorns, no thorns. I put a whole circle. When I do the rose technique, I put the roses all around me, not just one, because that felt weird. Like, where do I put it? I was taught that way, but I put roses all around the edge of my auric field, like about 12 feet tall, or really like at least 6 or 7 or 8 feet tall. And they're so protective. They get anything that's coming at me. With someone's thinking bad thoughts about me, someone wants to fire me, someone wants to this or that me, it bounces off and goes back to the sender, with equanimity and neutrality. In my case, some people send it back times 4, the pain back 4, and some people send the pain back times 10. Do whatever you like. I just these days send back neutrality. Like, hey, take back what you're given. That's fine. Another way you can do it is put liquid metal on the edge of your aura, like from Terminator, and just have that liquid metal that reflects anything coming at you back to the sender, either the same amount times 4, times 10, whatever. Or you could do a disco ball of facets of lights, like little tiny mirrors, whatever feels good to you. I like the liquid metal. That's my favorite these days. And now the interesting thing is sometimes when you're a shiny, bright light like this, things, energies can see you brighter, and they go, oh, there's a bright light. Let me suck some of that energy, or let me go attack that. Not to scare anybody. It's just all silliness. They're all little ankle biter, like the little ankle biter dog that comes to bite your ankles, and you're just like, get away from me. Get away from me. That's what they're like. But you can just simply put a cloud or a camouflage. You could imagine a camouflage net first, for example. You can, I put like a dust cloud around me so I could be invisible. I mean, these days I'm like, freaking send it. And I'm just go out as a bright light. Like, come on, let's go. I'll take you on. But if you don't feel like doing that, you can simply put some camouflage around you. By the way, I've gotten into trouble doing that, but I faced some of my quote unquote demons in my own shadow doing that. So I've cleared things faster by being the shiny bright light, because as I'm developing my own light body, if you will. But feel free to camouflage. I camouflage sometimes, especially when I'm going into enemy territory. So that's what I have for you today. When you're ready, you can just come back to your room, come back to yourself. And that's what I have for you today. This is running energy, grounding energy, and doing a little protection work. Some people use swords at the edge of their field. Some people have prowling lions. If you like the Andromedans, or you're a Leo, or you have Leo in your chart, or if you're like lions, sometimes I've put my leopard or my jaguar prowling around the edge. You can have fun with that. But if you intend it to be protective, it is protective, right? These high vibrating symbols like roses, swords, lions. You can use a cross if you like, a swastika. Remember, the Nazis took swastika and made it bad, but it's not. It's an actually very spiritual symbol. What Bradley Nelson does with his magnet, he puts a hand over from his forehead, over the top of his head, down the back of his neck. That's the governing vessel meridian in acupuncture. What he'll do is you can set a practice up just like I described to you, or anything that you like, and you just do that 3 times. You run your hand over your forehead, the top of your head, down the back of your neck 3 times, saying shields up. And then what you've created is created. Also, the Silva method, he has a way he talks about going to focus 10. If you're a Silva method person, remember to do that. And you can simply go shields up, or just snap your fingers and say, focus 10, however you want to do it. But I just remind you to run energy, ground your energy, and do some protection work, especially if you're a light worker. Any blessings to you, and I'll talk to you soon.